What's up, Moon Goons? We're back, Horrible Horror Podcast, here at Con-tamination, Phase 6. And something that's also pretty awesome is that Marshall Hampton is back.
Sort of.
He is back. He has
here.
come back from the grave. He has been on hiatus for the last almost month and a half, so we're back. We're at Con-tamination, just starting to ball off rolling. We're interviewing people here at the con, and actually we have another fellow podcaster here. We have Deadite Dave. He is on the podcast of The Last That Drips Blood, or pardon me, The Cast That Drips Blood, not The Last, The Cast That Drips Blood, and Reasonable Real. That's two separate podcasts. This gentleman's on both of them. Deadite Dave, how you doing?
Doing great. Having a good time at the here and recording and everything, man.
Yeah, it's you came by our booth. We have our booth set up. You're like, hey, what's up? I mean, you were like real eager, and we started kind of talking, chit-chatting. You said that you do podcasts yourself, so why don't you give us a little bit of a breakdown on your podcast? So you have two of them. So let's do the first one. How about The Cast That Drips Blood? Give us a little breakdown.
Yeah, we try and do kind of an academic approach to horror films, and we kind of look at more of the analytical approach to what they do. And so we talk about good, bad, everything horror. We try and make them themed episodes. So we kind of talk a little bit about, like, say we'll have a theme. We had a technological horror episode where we talked about, like, Tetsuo and some of these weirder, more technological aspected horror movies, and then we'll go into each one, usually with the new release coming out.
So when you're talking about an analytical approach, are you going more for, like, from the story's point of view, like what the characters are going through, the decisions they make, or from like a director's choice or writer's choice?
A little bit of both, really. We kind of try and take a filming aspect to it on a technical level, like what are the cinematography like, the color palettes, and sound mixing and everything like that. We pay attention to a lot of that kind of stuff. So, but also on a story perspective, we like to look at symbolism and metaphorical reasoning in the movie for that they do it. But we all know that the horror genre isn't always the best at doing
Yeah,
that.
I was about to say, I'm like, we do complete opposite. We basically like fart jokes and boobs. So, that's kind of our bread and butter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when it comes down to analytical parts, it's like, I wonder if she actually had a breast enhancement, or did she have or are those real, natural? Let's break that down. We don't really go that far, but I do like the appreciation of actually looking into the detail of the arts, because it takes a lot to do a podcast. It's a lot more labor intensive. So when you're breaking it down, even to the finer points, that's pretty cool. You have the other one here, Reasonable Real.
Yeah, we kind of just talk about movies. We try and break it down to a theatrical release every week.
So
then,
like newer films.
Yeah, we do that, and then we'll usually cover a movie that works with that, either in theme or in genre or even in the series, and we'll look at the series or something in that. And we just kind of review. It's more of a loose form style thing.
Yeah, and then so you have a loose form review. I mean, that's kind of what we do too. I mean, we do a review. We do a full breakdown of the movie. I mean, our listeners know that. But so what was the most recent one you did?
On Reasonably Real, we just covered Stranger Things. Seasons 1 and 2. So that was really cool. And then for The Cast That Drips Blood, our latest episode is actually a Halloween franchise overview.
So like Halloween, John Carpenter's Halloween.
All of the movies in the series.
All of them.
Yeah,
okay.
We ran the gauntlet with that.
So do you do it like each movie is an episode, or you just cover all of them in like one episode?
Usually all in one episode. So
That's a lot to unpack, though, man.
I know it is.
That's a ton to unpack.
Yeah.
That's you got to break that up into a couple pieces, I would think.
I would think so.
This guy here, he is the Halloween nutcase that I know. The only one he doesn't like is
Number 3.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh man, I love 3. I hate Resurrection.
No, yeah. Well, that's actually, I think that's the one we did on our podcast.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
That's fucking Kung Fu Busta Rhymes.
That's one with Busta Rhymes, and yeah, we actually covered that one.
That one sucks too.
Yeah. But the reason he doesn't like Season of the Witch is because it just doesn't have Michael Myers.
Oh yeah.
He's got a hard on for Michael Myers.
Well, I was
right.
traumatized as a kid when I saw that movie. I've told the story before. I don't know, 12, 14 years old when I see it for the first time. Maybe we'll say 12. I don't know.
Yeah, 14 sounds too old.
And I've seen the other ones like, oh, hey, Michael Myers, this is gonna be scary. I'm scared. I'm hour and a half, hour 15 minutes into the movie. Like, where the hell is Michael Myers? Or where the fuck's Michael Myers at? And like, I was just so enraged. Like my childhood anger that this movie had the audacity to call itself Halloween 3 and then had no Michael Myers in it, just like forever just like blackened my soul to that movie. Like I can't forgive it.
I don't think he's watched it since. And
No,
we've
not
talked
really.
about doing it on the podcast, but he is adamantly opposed to doing it.
Oh, okay.
As the older I got, I realized they're trying to make it into an anthology, and they're going to do kind of like American Horror Story.
Yeah, like
doing
different
now.
versions of
Like,
Halloween.
But there's
yeah.
always going to be Halloween, but it failed so badly that's why number 4, Return of Michael Myers, they brought him right back because the audience like me, where the hell is Michael Myers? You have a franchise here, don't screw it up.
Well, that was one of the interesting things we looked at in the podcast is actually because a lot of people talked about, did talk about that Halloween 3 was a commercial failure, and that's why they went back. Actually, Halloween 3 made just as much as Halloween 4, 5, and 6 did, and until H2O came back, it was that's when it started making the big bucks again.
I had no idea.
It's really weird, and I thought the same thing. Like,
Huh.
yeah,
Don't tell that to George P. Wilbur. So George P. Wilbur, who played the Shape, Michael Myers from 4, 5, and 6, is here at the con. So we might have to just keep that on the down low when he's here. Yeah, but if yeah.
I stopped by and talked to him. He's a great guy.
Yeah, we're hoping we can get a chance to talk to him later on in the week. So.
No, tomorrow.
Tomorrow, pardon me. I don't know. Man, this isn't a week long. It feels like a long time. We've been here a while. So. The Cast That Drips Blood, how often do you guys do that one?
We do these in a rotation, so we kind of act like they're in their own universe a little bit. So we do one week, the Cast That Drips Blood, and then we'll do a Reasonably Real. So you get 2 each in a month.
Yeah, I like that. That's not too bad. That's
and
good.
Then each week we do a midweek segment, which is like a newsworthy, and then we have another guy who does what's called Van Damage, and he looks at Van Damme movies. So we have all sorts of content. We actually have 4 podcasts and 3 that release every week.
Dude, the Van Damage sounds awesome.
Oh, check it out, man. I love it.
That sounds awesome because, I mean, Jungle of Van Damme, I love him.
Everybody loves JCVD.
Yeah, JCVD. That was also a great movie,
That was
too.
a great movie. Yeah, that was a great movie.
Yeah, but I mean, I grew up on Bloodsport, Kickboxer, Universal Soldier.
Bloodsport's still one of my all-time favorites.
It's still like my top 5.
Yeah.
It's still like, it's got Forrest Whitaker with his wonky eye.
Oh, come on, Bolo Yang, the pecs that won't quit.
I know. Dimmuck. I mean, it's fantastic. It's just great.
Kumte, come on, that song alone. Kumte's song.
Are you part of that podcast as well?
No, I don't do Van Damage, but on the newsworthy one, I actually do Seagal Watch, and we look at Seagal movies. So I love Steven Seagal. So yeah, we have all sorts of stuff. That's the only one, Van Damage, that I'm not a part of.
So Steven Seagal also has been kind of, I don't know if lampooned in a way for anyone who follows mixed martial arts.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you follow UFC or mixed martial arts
Not
or
a
anything.
whole lot.
So it's funny because he has somehow. This was a couple years ago. He hasn't been around as much, but he somehow latched himself on to a like a championship fighter saying, "Oh, I taught him those moves," and then he's like, "No, he didn't teach me shit." But he was just Anderson Silva. It was a 185 champ for 10 fights in a row.
Yeah.
One of the best UFC fighters in history. But he was just like, "Yeah, I like him. Yeah, he taught me that." He just kind of like
Yeah.
he's got if you get a chance. Look into his weird MMA history as well, because that could give you a whole new avenue.
Oh yeah, I would love
It's so ridiculous. Just type in Steven Seagal MMA. It's great.
Oh, I'll have to do that.
It's great
we'll
stuff.
We'll cover it on our Seagal Watch segment. Then.
Perfect.
That's what you need to do.
So the cast that drips blood. Where can people find that?
Anywhere, I think. It should be on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and all that stuff. So, or you could just follow us at the website, shoutengine.com/the cast that drips blood.
Okay.
And then same for Reasonably Real is just shoutengine.com/reasonably real.
All right. So you heard it here, Deadite Dave. So check it out, guys. All right. Thank
Just
you
to keep in mind that is real, not REAL. It's REEL, like the
Yeah,
movies.
like a film reel.
Yeah, just to make better clarify things. For
Thank you for clearing that up.
Yes.
Because I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not good with phonics and English and stuff like that. So, all right, but yeah, Deadite Dave, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Moon Goons, we're back again here at Con-tamination, the horror sci-fi convention in St. Louis, Missouri. We're sitting down with Mike McClure. Mike McClure, how you doing?
Doing good. How you doing?
Okay, we just ran into Mike McClure from Belleville, Illinois. What up, hometown?
Vegas.
Like that a lot. That's very cool. Mike, he has Baskersville Production Company, and he is making Adventures in Zombiewood. It's a game that he has designed. That you designed it?
Correct.
You made the game.
Yep.
So it's kind of a break it down for everybody. What kind of game are you doing right now?
So it's a cooperative card and dice-based game. So everyone's working together. The theme is you're actually shooting a remake of your favorite zombie film. And so all the aspects of the game have a lot of references and homage to classic zombie films.
So if I'm saying I'm one of the games I'm playing is a remake of George Romero's classic Night of the Living Dead.
Right, we've got locations to support that.
Okay, so I can basically play a game version of Night of the Living Dead.
Right, we've got a cemetery card, a house card, and a barn card, basically the three main places that would exist in that movie. And then the house card specifically has a theme based on Night of the Living Dead, as if it's the house from that movie.
That's awesome. Okay, so same thing with like Dawn of the Dead and the Mall.
Absolutely,
Do you have
Mall's in there.
Do you have the 2004 version?
So the idea is we have the Mall,
Uh-huh.
and I would say it's, if anything, more based off of the original, just based on the idea behind it. But
That's awesome. Yeah, I know Marshall. He's a big gamer. He plays a lot of the games. We've been doing a couple of game nights, and being a Bell guy, that's pretty awesome.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So, what got you into like making the game?
Well, I mean, I've been a zombie fan for as long as I can remember, and coming to the board game scene, especially last 7 to 10 years, and backed my first game on Kickstarter 6 or so years ago, and just decided, they give us an opportunity actually to get yourself in their game at a much higher price point. And so just going forward, I thought, making a game and opening up the opportunity, that's what we're doing with our game, is the characters and the zombies in our game are available through the pledge levels to get people into our game when we make it.
So, if I pledge, how much? Like $100, $200, $300?
150 gets you actually a character in the game, but as a character, the back of your card will be your zombie, because if you die in the game, you gotta turn to a zombie. So everybody would get a version of themselves as a zombie, whether they're an actor or they choose to be one of the zombies that are fought in the
Right.
game.
Okay.
That's pretty cool. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I do like that.
Yeah, I haven't played a lot of games myself. I know Marshall is more of the game guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that sounds pretty badass. That if I pledge $150 to Kickstarter,
Yep.
I can be a character in your game.
Yep.
And some guy in Omaha is gonna be like, "Hey, Aaron Southworth just turned into a zombie."
Guys in Omaha, in Spain, and Austria. We've had several international backers already as well. This game's going to plenty of places.
Nice. Okay, so I mean, where can people tune in and like pledge?
So we're on Kickstarter right now. We've got 7 days left in our campaign. So if you look up Adventures in, and then Zombiewood is one word, like Hollywood,
Okay.
but zombie. So Zombiewood. We're up there, and we've still got slots available for the actor cards. I believe almost all the slots available to be just a zombie if you just want to be someone attacking the actors.
That sounds like my wheelhouse right there.
We also have a comic book that we're releasing in and with the game, and there's a pledge level there as well. You can get yourself as a zombie in our comic book if you'd like that.
Nice.
Get that,
Is that also $150?
Same level, yep.
Okay.
Yep. Get you a copy of the game as well, which we're putting at $35.
Uh-huh.
Thinking MSRP will be $40, but you can buy just the game for $35, but the $150s include that game as well.
Nice. Okay, so you guys heard it. You can pledge $150, be a zombie in the game, and get the game too. So not only are you getting the game, you get to be a character in the game, which is pretty badass.
Be immortalized.
Essentially,
Exactly.
yeah.
Immortalized as a member of the undead.
Perfect. Okay, so Mike, what is your favorite zombie movie? This is obviously something that's a passion of yours.
Ooh.
Favorite zombie movie?
That is the toughest question you can ask me, honestly. But as much as I want to go with the Romero, because I should, I feel like...
Don't feel pressured,
No,
man.
I understand
It's okay. I know everyone says he's the godfather of zombies and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, sure, he really helped a lot, but,
You got to respect what he did, but I feel like 28 Days Later coming out really helped lead to what we're experiencing now in this zombie boom. It just shot a zombie film in a non-traditional zombie way, but made it just I thought an amazingly immersive film in that sense.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. That was actually pretty fantastic. Plus, God, what was the name of the actor who was in that 28 Days Later? Clive.
I know who you're talking about. I can't remember his name.
He was fantastic.
Oh yeah, for sure. He sold the emotions, sold the.
We probably have
the whole
listeners going,
experience.
"Motherfucker, we shouldn't know his name." Oh well, I'm looking at Marshall for help, but he's just like, "Nah."
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't even talk right now. I don't think. I can't think or talk. I'm just kind of a vegetable right now.
That's okay, Veggie. Hang in there. So, again, the game is Adventures in Zombiewood. You can become a character of the game. Pledge $150. You'll be a character in the game, and you get the game. It's on Kickstarter under
Under the company name?
Yeah,
Or,
so
Baskerville Productions. is the
Baskerville
company.
Productions. Check it out. Look it up.
Which I gotta say, I like the Baskerville. 'Cause look, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's based off like the Hounds of Baskerville.
Absolutely is.
Sherlock Holmes.
Yes,
story?
yes. Big Sherlock Holmes fans over here as well.
Awesome.
Woo! Over my head.
Not too many people grab that when they first hear it. That's yeah.
All right, very, very well done, Marshall. The one that chimes in at the perfect time to make me look stupid. All right.
That's what I do best.
All right, again, Mike, thank you so much. Appreciate it. So, guys, check it out. Support them. We'll put this on our Facebook page. We'll put it on our Instagram. We'll put it on our website. So,
Awesome.
hopefully we'll
Appreciate
get
the
check
support.
Out. Bell Boys, right on. All right, thank you.
Sure. Thank you.
What's up, Moon Goons? We're back here with interview number 3. Returning to the pod from the first Con-tamination.
Oh, yeah.
Back again, John Fears.
What is up, my friends?
Mr. Fears, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. I am so glad to be back on the show, man.
Yeah, so the first time we met you at the con, you were just like, hey, what's up? How's it going? Gonna be on the con? And like, we had a great interview.
It was a fantastic interview.
Yeah, it was great. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We just kind of broke it down, and you're back again, back at the con.
One thing I will say is you and me have got to get your friend into Halloween 3.
I know.
I see you over there on the other end of the table. You are going to be a Halloween 3 expert by the time I get done with you.
Oh, it's not that I don't know the movie. I just choose.
You're like, I hate it with a passion.
I just choose to hate it.
Yeah, he doesn't have a passion for it. This is kind of funny because actually, very first interview we had, same thing. The person brought up, they did a whole introspective.
My passion is to hate it.
Yeah.
You're like, I hate this piece of crap.
They did the whole Halloween series, and then Marshall's like, and I was like, he hates number 3, and of course we broke it all down.
Oh man, it was so funny.
But I kind of like that. I think we should definitely be doing that.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. I like that a lot. So it's been over a year. We've been apart for a while. So what's got going on? I see you have Veers Vlog Veers Vlog and Fears Man 26.
Fears Vlogs is the second channel. I don't know if I had that channel when we went.
You didn't. No.
Okay, so that's my second channel. I started doing a vlog channel. People loved Fears Man 26. That's the main channel, and I thought, well, I can expand my my content base. So I thought, why not? So that's the second channel, and that primarily just does vlogs of my life and live streaming. I've just been getting into live streaming, kind of like what you guys are doing, but you guys are more like a podcast. But I do more of like a podcast / live stream with sometimes just myself, sometimes with my friends, and then as always on Fears Man 26, doing my short films, doing the parodies, doing the interviews for the convention, and that's taken off. It's up to 1,142 subscribers, guys.
You've been a big follower of cons. You've been going to cons a lot, like all over. Like, have you been all over the country, or just? I know you've been over the Midwest.
All over the Midwest. Probably the furthest one I ever went to was my very first convention. My very first convention was when I just got done with film school. My buddy introduced me to conventions, and he said, have you ever went to Comic-Con? I had no idea what that was. I said, what is that? And he said,
oh, the biggest con ever.
Yeah, and he said, he's like, you're kidding me, right, John? I said, I have no idea what you're talking about. And so we went to the Phoenix Comic-Con. That was the very first one. That was 2009, 2010. And ever since I went to that, I was hooked, guys.
Yeah.
I couldn't get enough of it. And so then the next year, that first year I just took pictures. And then the next year my buddy was like, you're missing out on a big opportunity, John. And he's like, I said, what do you mean? I said, for your channel. He's like, you need to like go start filming stuff, making short films there, doing interviews. I was like, that's a great idea.
And he's been doing it here.
Ever since.
You've been getting a few interviews. I know with Toxie. I know you got a couple.
But I got an interview with the Toxic Avenger guy, about to get the Power Ranger lady, because she's like, I want an interview. She's like, you must interview me. And I was like, it's not even a question. I'll be there.
She's like, you must interview me.
Yeah, I was like, I'll do it.
That's how it sounds like an easy date. No.
So what have you guys been up to over this past year?
So over the past year, I guess followers know we've just been breaking down a lot of movies. Personally, personal life, I know Marshall had a baby, which is awesome.
Marshall, congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I know Marshall's also recovering from surgery. I know a lot of people know that, but that's why he's not jumping up and down right now. This is actually his first appearance in the last month.
I did not know. So,
So
is it okay to talk about
absolutely.
what was the surgery?
I dish everything here.
I didn't know what it was about, Marshall. So I didn't know if you didn't want to get too personal with that.
It's not that personal. I had a tumor removed from my brain, from my heads. And so,
I'm in the middle of an interview.
Yeah, I can't even think straight half time, but yeah. So,
no, I got you. No, well, I'm glad you're doing well, sir.
Yeah, it's been a very long, rough recovery, a lot longer and rougher than
Well,
whatever you expected.
Yeah, because I didn't even know that was going on, but I'm glad you're doing well.
Thank you.
And people, it's been branching out the horror podcast. And
Yeah. I mean, we've been again kind of reaching out to more people, trying to get more people to listen to us. We're trying. We had the brand new reveal of our new design, which is pretty fun.
I saw that. It looked really good, and I didn't know if you guys know. I said before the interview, I'm going to tell you and all your fans, I put up a few videos. I put up 2 videos of last year's experience. I did a slideshow, took about 10 or 11 photos when we were doing our interview, put that up, and then someone filmed our actual interview.
Oh, nice.
Put that up. I took the audio, extracted the audio from it, and just took the picture of the horror podcast thing and put it over that, and so it was like a podcast.
Perfect.
So I'm trying to get it out there because I love your guys' stuff. Ever since a year ago, I was like, man, these guys are talented, man.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, geez, we should have you on all the time.
I got to be on all the time.
Just rub my shoulders and tell me how great I am. All right.
That's primarily the reason why I said it, guys.
So
I'm just joking.
You've been going to a lot of cons.
A lot of cons.
Is there a con in your future that you're going to be going to again?
I actually got a couple of cons. So not only have I got Con-tamination this weekend, in February I've got it's kind of like a Comic-Con, but it's also for haunted houses and stuff. It's called Trans World Halloween and Attraction.
Okay.
I've actually heard of that.
Horror show.
Yes.
So it's everything to do with Halloween, horror movies. They got some horror celebrities there. They've got haunted attractions there. I usually go get tons of footage. That's the next one. The one after that is the big one that I love going to, Wizard World Comic-Con St. Louis.
That's a big one, yeah.
And
I
then
love that
after
too.
that one, I'm going to try and get to one more, and that one's Planet Comic-Con down in Kansas City. If I can't get to that one, it's only going to be 3 this year.
Okay.
So I've got 4 listed. I hope I can get to Planet Comic-Con, but they're draining. They're fun, but they're draining.
Yeah, it's kind of like work. Yeah.
Yeah, it's work. As you guys saw, I'm running around with my head cut off, taking pictures, taking video.
And so again, you on your site, on your YouTube channel. I mean, I know you're running around, you're filming, you're interviewing, you're kind of just a busy guy.
Yeah.
So they can check you out at Fierce Man on YouTube. And
Fierce
also
Man 26 on YouTube. That's the main channel. That's the one with 1,142
Yeah.
subscribers. Hopefully, after they hear this, we can get up to 2,000 guys. And then my recent channel, Fears Vlogs. That's the second one.
And is that also on YouTube?
That's
or?
also on YouTube,
Okay.
and but that's the second channel. With Fears Vlogs, I tend to have more fun, and it's kind of like loosey goosey.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're kind of like on the live streams, we're just joking around like how we are right now.
Right.
In the vlogs, I'll just be like, hey, I'm going here, I'm doing this. Kind of like I'm just slowly but surely getting into the vlogs, and I've watched other vloggers on YouTube, and it's hard. Like some vloggers, they film every day, and I'm like, I don't know how they can do that. I've got like a steady job, so I have to film either before work or after work. But I put more energy into Fears Man 26.
Right.
That's where all the interviews and the short films and the parodies and the skits and all that stuff are.
So it's a little combination of just fun skits, interviews with celebrities from the conventions,
and also interviews with people that dress up in the costumes.
Mm-hmm.
I'll walk around and be like, all right, there's a guy over there in a 6'2" costume of RoboCop. Why would I not interview that guy? Because he put so much effort into that costume.
Right.
And so I'll go and interview him. So it's a little bit of, like I said, interviews with celebrity, non-celebrities, skits, Comic-Con footage, parodies, short films. And the short film we just did, it was about 2 months ago. We did 2 short films. My buddy Keegan and me, we did a short film. Do you guys ever remember in RoboCop 2, they had a cheesy commercial of that Magnavolt anti-theft protection device?
Is that the one where it set the guy on fire?
It electrocuted him.
Electrocuted him. Okay, yeah.
We recreated that. So my buddy played the kind of like the thief, and I played the cheesy salesman. Was like Magnavolt, the ultimate solution in auto security. And we went into After Effects and had like a laser hit him in the face and hit him in the chest.
So they can check this out on Fears Man 26. Or
That's the one that they can check on Fears Man 26. And then the second short film that we did about a month ago was we did a short film of The Punisher, and basically it was like a prequel, kind of like his family has just died, and before he becomes the Punisher, I played the Punisher, and we had me walk up to their grave and put up 2 flowers, one for his son and one for his wife.
Yeah.
And then as we're walking off, my buddy plays like a gangster saying, "We'll meet soon enough," because he in the Punisher series he takes down a lot of gangsters. So I thought, oh well, hey, let's do a prequel
Perfect.
like he just He just like had his family killed. All right, he's about to don the Punisher suit, and I actually wear the Punisher suit, because I was like, because my friend's like, why don't you just like do it like in normal clothes? I'm like, no, if we're making a Punisher short
do it.
film, I gotta wear the shirt at least once in this. So
Perfect.
It came out great. I think that's got about 600 views so far, so it's going good.
So you got a scary movie that you watched so far this year that you're into?
Oh yeah. On Halloween, I watched this really shitty horror film, which you guys would love.
Perfect.
I don't know if you guys have ever reviewed this one called Drainiac.
Yep.
You guys have done Drainiac?
Yes, we have.
Marshall, does that meet with your approval or no?
Oh, it was awful.
But it was like, was it good awful or just awful awful?
I think you guys said it was so bad it's scary. This was one that I actually wasn't on
Yeah.
because I was out of town for work.
Okay.
But we had our friend kind of fill in.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe that was one that you said so bad it's scary.
I think so. I don't remember, but I remember the movie, and I remember the really awful
It is amazing.
special effects that were just. It was like a modern movie, but the special effects looked like they're from like '84.
Oh God.
It was so bad.
Like I'm watching this and I'm like I'm laughing. I was laughing hysterical because it was so bad. My favorite scene is there's a scene where the guy opens up like the hood of a car and
Yeah.
like a tentacle shoots out Marshall.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I know the
and,
car scene.
and
very
he
well.
like grabs him by the neck and then the tentacle grabs him by the neck and pulls him down and burns his face like on the exhaust or something. And it was over. I couldn't even watch anymore. I was just laughing hysterically. So yeah, I watched that one recently, and then of course I had to go back and watch Halloween 3 again for
Perfect.
yeah. So it was great.
We're going to road that in Marshall's face.
Yes, we have to. Yeah, Marshall, I swear.
Well, that was enough time for here, so we're going to move on. Thank you for being with us.
Guys, I promise I will get this guy. I'm going to make him a believer.
All right, Fierce, thank you so much.
Hey, no problem, guys.
Appreciate it. All right, so you can check out Fears. John Fears. He's got FearsMan26 on YouTube and Fears Vlog. So check it out.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
Have a
you.
nice one.
All right. Hey, how's everybody going? What's up, Moon Goons? I'm like 10 beers deep at Con-tamination. We just stumbled upon some very, very generous people. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Shemaine Barbati.
Shemaine, how you doing? So we were talking with Shemaine just about like movies and just about our podcast and what we do, and she's like, "Oh, you should check out this movie, Thanks with an X.
With an X.
Thanksgiving, pardon me, not Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving with an X.
X.
And we're like, "Oh yeah, I guess we'll check it out." She's like, "No, it's horrible. You'll enjoy it. You'll like it." We're like, "Okay." And then we're just kind of shooting the shit, just kind of shooting the breeze, and then she goes, "No, I'm in the movie," because she kept saying, "You're gonna not like this movie." I'm like, "What? You're in the movie? Tell us a little bit about the movie."
So it is about a bunch of college students who are trying to film something for a class, and they go to this land and find out that the land is cursed. So they run into a family who is actually not really living, and eventually people start, missing. I don't know how much you want to go in detail. But
Don't go into too much
Because
detail.
if we can get our hands on this will be our Thanksgiving episode this year.
Yeah.
We're trying to, if we can get copies of this, we would love to do this movie.
Yeah. So it sounds like it's right in our wheelhouse. I'm pretty excited about it, considering we've been looking for a Thanksgiving movie, and it just quite literally fell into our lap. So how long you been in doing movies?
For a really long time. I've always done acting since high school and always been interested in it. And probably my early 20s, I started to do film. I also did theater, but mostly film as years past. I enjoyed film more than actually, theater.
Right.
Well, yeah, because you get you get more takes. You don't have to not one and done.
Oh, right.
I grew up in theater myself and started off on stage, and then I moved into the I started directing for theater. Loved it, but I see, like, yeah, man, you film, you mess up, it doesn't matter, you're not going to see it.
Take two.
Take two.
Yeah, there's no redos when you're doing a play, that's for sure.
And on this podcast, there's no retakes, and I'm going to stumble through all my words here.
Yeah, yours
But
getting a little sloshed.
I don't care.
And I can barely think straight.
We're having fun. So you did Thanksgiving, which was in 2006. We're already in the process of looking up the movie. We're pretty excited. I hope we're going to be able to do it in time for the holiday. But there's also a new movie that you just done as well.
Yeah, movie
it looks
This is
like
a web series.
This is your web series. Pardon me, because we just literally, it was just handed to us, so I haven't had too much time to look at it. But it looks like it's a Workaholics-esque type of thing. It's called Failures. Tell us a little bit about that.
So this is a comedy, and it's about these 4 guys, and pretty much everything they do, they fail. Hence failures. Like they try all these get-rich schemes. They try to pick up on women. They try all different kinds of things, and everything, whatever the scenario is, they always fail. To their expense, of course. And it's really funny. I play the bar owner of the bar that the regulars at, and they hang out at. And they pretty much discuss me, and we don't have a very good relationship. I'm more like kicking them out than anything else.
That actually sounds kind of close to my real life, actually. So this looks like it's by Hard Hitter Films. Is there any other Hard Hitter Films that you're associated with, or is this one of the first things that you guys have been doing? Or
as far as hard hitters, we've actually Art of Film. There's a lot of different skits that we've done, and also there was a kind of like another web series. It was called Suburban Times that we did.
what was that one about?
That one
Because when I think of suburbia, I think of like I'm a city guy. I like city. I like just that kind of stuff. So when I hear suburban, like things about Suburban Times, I think of just like the weirdness that can exist in suburbia.
Well, I did one episode. There was actually many that were filmed, and it was just kind of these group of people living in suburbia and kind of like day in life, things that would happen. So, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Now, yeah.
So just kind of like day in, day out suburbia, like the suburban grind, I guess.
Right,
Okay,
right.
yeah. Because that's what
It
I think
was-
of. Yeah.
Right. It was a lot like younger people, you know. It was more like my character. Gosh, we only got to do one like episode, so I didn't really get to do it too much. But I kind of like met these people, and one of the guys was in a band and kind of was hitting on me, and another guy was like never drank before, and he drank some alcohol and was like totally wasted. And
Sounds like my kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
But you did Thanksgiving, Thanks with an X,
With an X.
with an X.
which is a horror movie.
Yes.
So do you have a horror movie that you find that you were like super duper into but was kind of cheesy still? Like, for a perfect example for us, I often use this just as a generality. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. While it was considered a horror movie, it's so cheesy and so weird. Now, our listeners know there's a giant subgenre, maybe even unofficial. But is there any movie that sticks out in your head that you're like, wow, that movie was so ridiculous, but that was a horror movie that still kind of has a special place in your heart?
Okay, so my favorite horror movie, I don't know, the first one wasn't cheesy to me, but they grew cheesier,
Right on.
was Nightmare on Elm Street.
Right.
Ah,
right.
yes. Yeah.
I love the first one, but
First
as
one's
they,
so good.
As they like progress, they get dumber and like cheesier.
Freddie got a little weirder.
Yeah.
And it's like it became more like comical than scary. Like the
Exactly.
first one really scared me,
Right.
but
Actually, our 100th episode was Nightmare on Elm Street
5. The Dream Child.
The Dream Child.
yes.
Yeah,
Is
that was.
where she's got the heroin? She's a heroin addict. And
No, that's number 3.
That's
Oh,
the-
that's
number
3.
3 is kind of awesome.
Number 3 is one of the, yeah, that one's actually one of my favorites, the Dream Warriors. But,
Oh my gosh, and the last one was so dumb.
But
No.
I
I'm
will
sorry.
agree with you. The Nightmare on Elm Street
nobody from
movies
that
are
movie ever.
It went from
notoriously for good to
amazing, pretty awesome horror flick to
Yeah.
let's just make Freddy crazier and crazier.
Right.
But number 5 is when Freddy was haunting the dreams of an unborn child and was like manifesting his moves through that. It was so ridiculous and so cheesy, but it was still awesome in a way because it was still Freddy Krueger. It was ridiculous.
So bad.
Which one was the one where the guy gets put in the TV and he's like playing him like a video game?
That's number 4. I think Freddy's dead. Or is that, wait,
6 is Freddy's dead.
there might be 6 then.
Because he goes, now you're playing with power.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
that one.
That
Yeah.
one.
The Power Glove. I think he might have done that a couple of times. I know there was the Power Glove thing, and there's
And
another
this
one where
guy's like stomping through the house.
Yeah.
and I believe that was Breckin Meyer actually.
Yeah, I think it was number 6.
Yeah, it might be 6.
Because we did number 5, Yeah.
Yeah, then it's 6. Then Freddy's dead.
Pretty sure it was. And you know what's funny? I really hope if we're wrong, Moon Goons let us know.
Yeah, they'll let us. It's 6 because 4 was the Dream Master, and I don't think that, and it had to be 6.
Dream Master is pretty cool. There was a guy with nunchucks in it.
Yeah, or is a girl with nunchucks, or the girl absorbed like his dream power, and then she started using nunchucks or something. It's all weird and shitty, and I can't think straight, so I'm not even trying to.
No, there's a
figure this
reason.
out.
There's a reason I mentioned that because I believe it was a movie I just did with Chris Samples. It wasn't Zombie Strippers. What was the movie we did before that? I can't even remember. That's how.
Hide and Go Shriek.
Hide and Go Shriek. One of the characters from Hide and Go Shriek was also in number 4, Nightmare on Elm Street number 4, and he had the nunchucks. So that was it. So it had to be number 6.
6. And Johnny Depp had the little camo when he's on the TV, and he's like, "This is your brain on
Yes,
drugs."
yes. I forgot about that.
Johnny Depp was in the first one.
Yeah, exactly.
That was I think his first movie.
Yeah. I
Was
think
it his first
Yeah, I think that was his first movie.
And then he went to 21 Jump Street after that, I think.
Yeah.
Which is pretty sweet.
I actually have some questions about the was any of this stuff? I mean, like, we're here in St. Louis convention, and you're here. Was any of this stuff filmed locally or nearby, or was
Everything was local.
Okay.
This Failures was St. Charles.
St. Charles?
Like a majority of it was. Are you familiar with Redfish Bluefish?
I have heard of it.
It's a bar off First Capitol.
Wait a minute, I might be
it's
thinking
like
of Dr.
Veterans
Seuss
Memorial.
book. Like, that sounds familiar, but I think that's a Dr. Seuss book. Right.
I was reading this book to my child. Yes, I'm familiar with. Oh, it's a bar. Oh.
Yeah, they actually do have those fishes on the mural on the in the bar.
So no, I don't go to St. Charles very often. No.
So this one was filmed in St. Charles Failures, and then the other one was filmed kind of all over, down in a farm. Like, I don't even know where it is anymore. I can't remember. We had to drive way down 55 to get to it, and I'm trying to remember that all my scenes were filmed on that farm. I think there might have been a few other ones that were filmed other places, but majority of it, that's where we filmed.
Okay. Now, like I said, if we get our hands on this movie, and we were able to do this for a Thanksgiving episode, we definitely want to have you, like, we don't want to talk too much about it because we don't want to give anything away, and the fact that we would like to, definitely want to have you come back on as, do an actual real interview, or have you on as when we do the movie itself, and
Just review it with
and
us.
we'll actually get into what your experience was like on the film and your on the set and all that. So that stuff I want to save for later, so we don't spoil it now. But because I really want to talk, I want to talk more. I want to know now. But like, no, we gotta save it for later.
We gotta actually watch it. Yeah.
So,
So
I'm done. Aaron, you're taking over. My head is killing me.
Marshall's
right now,
brain's about to explode. But I think we're pretty much ready for Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving with an X.
With an X, so we're definitely going to do that. So if there's anything else you want to plug right now, please go ahead.
I'm doing a web series right now called Fear Me,
Okay.
and that's on Facebook. You can find that. That's kind of like the kind of more on the zombie kind of genre. It's people are being cloned, and so like myself, I would be cloned by this organization, and then the clone tries to kill me, obviously, because it wants to kill the host.
Of course.
Right, to get rid of me. But yeah, that's on YouTube.
Okay.
It's Fear Me.
Oh, it's on YouTube. Okay.
I think you can find it on YouTube, and it's on Facebook. And the other thing I'm doing isn't really horror related, so.
That's okay. You can.
Sorry, I can still plug it.
You
We
can
have
still
other
plug
interests
it.
too.
Yeah. Go for it.
It is J&S Biblical Productions and also Abolition News Network. And one's history, it's the same production company, and one is history videos, and then the other is religious.
Oh, okay. A little bit of godly things for you too. All right. Well, thank you so much for being on. Check it out,
Thank
and
you.
we'll go ahead. Give us your contact information. We'll post ahead.
All right.
All right.
Thank you. Nice
Thank
to
you
meet
so much.
Thank you.
you.